Hello? What? That's not what I want to do. I don't want to create another channel. There we go. No, fuck you. Don't need to create another channel. I don't know if anyone's here yet because I don't have analytics because YouTube doesn't want me to log into my other account. So I gotta do that. I don't want to use YouTube Studio. That's stupid. I don't know what's happening. Am I doing anything? Am I actually streaming? Let me go to that link that I shared in the Discord. That's probably still live. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so I am live. Ain't no one here. What's happening? It's like I'm not signed in to my normal Swahili BL account. There we go. Okay, not sure what happened, but we good. Hello, chat. Boom. Alrighty. So, today, we're going to continue. I know there's nobody here, so I don't know why I'm even talking. Ooh, lighting's real bad now. Today, we're going to continue doing the Blockland stuff. Block Wars. Alright. What do I sound like? Yeah, I don't mind the sound of this mic. It's not my fancy mic. Like, you know, this one, you can't see it because the chat's in the way, but it's not my, like, fancy mic that I use for voice acting stuff, but it does the job. And, I rather have this kind of, like, functionality over whatever. Anyway, so yeah, moving on to the desktop here. So we're in the Discord. So to kind of like go over what I've been doing, I have done a little work up until this point. I kind of like pretend like I'm doing a baking channel or something, and I'm the guy who's like, I have some stuff pre-made in the oven before we start. So this right here, this is a new decal I've been working on. So for starters, actually, I'm going to leave Blockland because I don't want to be in it right now because we got to make some changes. So, for starters, this is the first decal. I'm basing everything off of a render I have here of the back wall of the Falcon, which is I'm only going to create like sort of like this isn't going to be a one-to-one amalgamation of this, because that would be like kind of silly, because it's not about it's about getting basically like sort of a feel like for these shapes and things on the wall. Because if you noticed in do I still have it pulled up? I don't. Oh god. Now I'm like watching my old. I still had this queued up from somewhere else. Anyone here? No one here? No one here. Look how high the ceilings were. We really like Like, it looks okay, but like the ceilings are like super high. I've always wanted to go back and do like finish this like this version. I think it would be cool to just like, and it would probably be way 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 shorter than the one I ended up with. Like, I would go back and probably just I don't know if I would remake any of this or not, but maybe just to be just I've always wanted to make it and call it Block Wars Classic, and just like finish this and see what it looks like. That was a cool effect. I know exactly how I could do that now. Before, we had no idea. That was all Darkstar making that shit, and I was like, I don't know how he did that. But anyway, you can kind of see here, like, this is some really early decal work from me, because we're like, well, how do we make the little buttons? And I was like, I don't know. I'll make circles. We'll just make circle prints and have them be on the wall. And I mean, it works. It doesn't hurt, but what I was actually trying to do... Does No Hope still... No Hope used to appear as a suggested like search. If you would type in Block Wars, usually you'd get this, and then if you typed in like an N, it would fill it out for you and be like, No Hope. But anyway, I want to look at this one. Nice. Here we go. Perfect. Still where I was. So you can kind of see these. What I did was I just sort of created. What are you eating? Put it down, whatever it is. I sort of just created, you know, kind of really loose interpretations of the lights. I didn't have them kind of like have any kind of like glow effect. I'm trying to get a more classic feel for the whole thing. Is there anyone even here? There's still nobody here. Oh, man, I want to show you all my Lunchbox. I'm gonna do it anyway, because give me a second. So I can keep these files for myself. Really bright. Does that help at all? A little bit. So anyway, this is my original Star Wars Empire Strikes Back Lunchbox. Fully functional. Legitimately from the 80s. Kind of dirty inside. I literally use this to take my lunch to school. Every day. To school. To work. I don't go to school anymore. Every day I go to work, I bring my lunch in this, and you know, because I'm that guy. But I really like the art style on this side that shows the Millennium Falcon. It's got a very hazy appearance to it. You know, obviously there's a lot of lighting, and you know, I mean, there are points in the movie where it does get sort of to this effect. But I mean, this is obviously way more dramatic lighting because it is a painting. And then obviously, of course, the back is Luke. And again, as you can see, I was right. The color schemes, everyone was like weird. They're like, when I made Block Wars have a red and blue like kind of like look, the logo, you can kind of see it down. Where am I pointing? Down in the chat there. See the Block Wars, how the Block Wars part is red and then the white. That's a direct reference to marketing things that they did like this. Although I really do think I want to steal that the outline with the blue and the lighter blue. It's not an exact white. I don't know if it'll focus on that. Like you can kind of see. I want something like that. But anyway, and then like I was saying, the Yoda, the Dagobah scene, and then like the Tauntaun on the side. I guess, I never noticed there's actually stuff on the bottom, Imperial Star Destroyer and the Super Star Destroyer, which we're going to be calling the Super Duper Star Destroyer, because that's the kind of humor that we're still operating on here at Block Wars. And then, of course, here's like the Vader and Boba Fett and Lando and all that stuff. And like, there's a lot going on. And then I guess on the top, also really hard to see because the handle's in the way. But there's like the Hoth battle, the AT-AT. If Block Wars ever were to become something bigger than what it is, and I know it probably never will, but if it were ever to, this would be the kind of merchandise I would immediately like start selling. Like if Block Wars became a cultural thing where like somehow it wasn't like against copyrights to sell this, or if like LucasArts or Disney, I guess at this point, was like, hey, we really like your thing, here's your fucking, go ahead and make it an official thing, I'd be like, well, fuck, you know, I would make this lunchbox just to see it exist. But yeah, so this is kind of what's been driving me lately, to really kind of nail the art style is this, because, and I guess I just realized I'm not hearing this, so I hope that wasn't like super duper low. Let me listen to it real quick. Okay, I was talking loud enough, I guess. But anyway, like, what's kind of been driving me lately is that sort of that idea of like Legos in the 80s. Like, there's a style, there's a certain haze to everything about, and maybe it's purely nostalgic, like what's pushing me. But I don't know. Here we go. Like, here's a nice. I'm gonna pull up the desktop. So here's a nice image of like the space Lego. You see, like, I mean, clearly it's a photo, so obviously there's like gonna be some of that like not super crisp lines. Like, I mean, the Legos themselves are in focus, but like just the way that this looks, the way it was printed, there's a certain atmosphere about this, about Legos in the 80s, about what they looked like, about how they felt. Like, here you go, look, that Lego Space Shuttle. Like, this is kind of what, and I know that the Lego Star Wars brand, when was that, the 90s? When was the first Lego Star Wars? Not first order, first set. Maybe I gotta Google it. 1999, so it was for the, yeah, oh, and it was it this? Oh, so it was this. So it was Luke's X-Wing. So cool. Like, that's just, I mean, even this, like, in 1999, still has a sort of aesthetic to it. But obviously, and the thing about Lego Star Wars is even in the 90s, like, things were still kind of pretty crisp. Although, man, these are some classic sets, dude. Like, if I could get my hands on any of these things, or honestly, even just, I could brick them out. Like, if I could just get the instructions and just make these, I would like to have some of these original, like, sets. That'd be really cool. Specifically this. I'll bring up the X-Wing now, because it's funny, because I know I'm waiting for this one. I'm getting this one for Christmas, because we had it at my store for sale, and my sister bought it, and she's like, "You're getting this for Christmas." So I'll have the X-Wing and the Millennium Falcon. For a while there, you could only find Poe's X-Wing, which, cool design, but I was just like, I really don't want it to be black and orange. I want it to be the traditional. So this is now available. It's this box here, yeah. So this is what I'm getting for Christmas. but what I'm trying to say is, like, looking even at this, like, there's a certain, ooh, I didn't want to do that. There's a certain crispness to the box art that's like, I don't know. It's very modern. It's very nice. There's nothing wrong with it inherently. It's just like not what I want. What I want the feel for Block Wars to be. I really want, like I was saying, like, I want this. I want it to feel like this. It's got a sheen, it's got a haze, there's very dramatic lighting, and I know that the movie, and actually here, let's pull up the movie really quick. Oh, this is the despecialized Star Wars. Hang on, I want the DVD player. Now it doesn't want to load. There's no one here, so it's not like it matters. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about me. Ooh, I look greasy. Probably because my hair's not actually pulled back into a bun. I need to take a shower. I'm a dirty boy. But anyway, pull them back onto the desktop here. There we go. Let's just pull that up real quick. I'm gonna get fucking... I'm gonna get fucking reamed for copyrights. Probably. I just want to pull up this one part. There we go. So where are we? So there's Hoth, there's that. Even in these pictures though, you can still see, and I'm pretty sure it just has to do with the fact that it was like shooting on film created this effect. Wow. Is it really? Do they really not leave Hoth for a half an hour? I guess I never really thought about how long that takes. Like this is a half an hour, 30, 40, almost 40 minutes into the movie, and they're just now getting off Hoth. Here we go. Okay, here we go. You can kind of see it in this. You can see it in this. Like, maybe it's not the drastics like blues and purples that the Lunchbox has, but you can kind of see the sheen and the haze and it's again it's a film effect. Like I know what it is that it looks like it was shot on film, which you know it was. But you know the way that the lights glare and the way that actually that looks real nice too. I never even realized that there's some of those lights were kind of a more incandescent orange than the bright blues and whites that I got. But yeah, you get kind of the feel for the Falcon interior. That like doing this shot will be fun. Like oh man, you know what I just noticed? Where were we? Oh, I'm back into the cavern. Oh, here we go. So here's kind of... And so here you go. So you can kind of see... This is sort of the... probably what was the inspiration for the Lunchbox. Is, you know, that image over there. So you kind of can see... The Lunchbox is a little more, like I said, dramatic in its depiction of light because it's a painting versus a film image. I want Blockwurst to look like that. If I can achieve that look with Blockland engine, or even if I have to like push it a little bit in post, like just create some I don't know, some post processing effects like that I can apply to the top of it to create like a really unique looking movie. That's the real goal. So anyway, so to get back to what I was doing, I'm creating different lights, and I think what I want to do, and I'm gonna do this because I was doing it a different way, and I don't like doing it like that anymore. What I think I want to do is only create two separate. So how does that look like? Two separate images that'll go back and forth. Because I was gonna do three, like this. Imagine this is it animating on your. I was gonna do three, but I think that might just be too many things happening at once. Like I feel like that'll get confusing, truthfully. Like, cause when I was in Blockland, I was like with the event that I have now. Like, I don't know. It was a little complex that I don't really want to. So we're gonna downsize it, and we're gonna change these. So this is gonna be rear panel 1A, and this one's gonna be rear panel 1B, and that should hopefully keep that keep that a little bit easier, like in my head. Ooh, good burps. And I've been guilty of this my whole life doing Blockland stuff. I know thumbnails are supposed to be small and to save like space, but doing block wars like has sort of pushed me to this like point where I'm like, I don't care. Like it's not about because it's not about just paste it, paste and replace, man. Oh shit, what did I name that? Did I name it the wrong thing? Yeah, I did. I don't want that. Where's this? It's 2x2F that I want. Get rid of that shit. Rename that one to 2x2F. There we go. Because I don't know, because these are all for movies. These are never for, nothing is ever for like, you know, whatever the fuck I'm trying to say. Huh. Yeah, I never realized some of those panels have a little bit of a purple tint to them. That's kind of why. We're gonna see if we can't create that effect real quick ourselves here in Blockland world. And then we're gonna get into getting the animation set on the cockpit, and then I'm gonna build a little bit of that room I wanted to build, and I want to model the actual like cone shape of the cockpit. I want to make it look like it's made out of bricks, and just make that an item in the game, and then we'll have the Falcon complete, and we'll be back on track, doing shit. Okay. So to test, this is what we're gonna do. This is the brick that most of the cool. So there's print 1, and I want it to be glow because that helps with the especially with the black bricks. Like when you make it black and it glows, it doesn't really have a huge sheen difference. Like this is technically more black, I guess, than this one. Like you can sort of see it, but really I just want the glow of that texture. And I guess I kind of almost pulled it exactly where I wanted the edges to be. I thickened the lines too since the last that's weird, I don't like that, but oh well. I've thickened the lines since there we go, since my last attempt at this, because they looked a little too thin. Like they just didn't really have the Blockland like feel to them. So okay, so these are the two. As you can see, there's just very subtle differences, little things turn on and off, and the way I'm gonna go about doing it is we're gonna call this rear console 1, and this is obviously just kind of whatever. And this is how I figured out how to do it. Is I did it with a couple of relays. So what I did was I had 2 bricks, and on activate, self, fire relay, on relay, named brick, real console 1, set print to real panel B, and then on relay, self fire relay up. I set that to about a 200. I might actually increase that because I did have 3 before and now I only have 2, so I want it to be a little bit slower. Copy this, send top brick, same thing except fire or name brick start fire relay. And this is just how I had it. So now when I click this, oh, almost forgot. I gotta change this to A. There we go. So now it's you know, moving around, and all the blinks are happening right. And the idea hopefully is you have enough of these, it will give the illusion that the and obviously I will have this is kind of bad because it's clearly the same texture or whatever. I'll have a different one in the middle. Or if I have to have repeating textures, maybe I'll make a secondary relay so that these aren't on the same timer, so that they're looking different. Like maybe, what if I tap that? Well, no, it's the same. But so that gives you kind of the idea that I was able to achieve here. And now, real quick, I would like to record a GIF for the old interwebs. Hey, leave my lunchbox alone. Not like there's anything in it, but because I want to share this with the old Star Wars content creation clan, because those guys have been with me since the beginning. We basically created that clan to make Block Wars 2. Not really. So now I'm debating, do I want a third? I think I might want a third iteration of that. Because I don't think that's enough steps, but I do like the increments of it being 400 versus 200 in the. I think that's got a nice toot toot. Let's add the old GIF. Yeah, neat. But I do, yeah. I do think I've decided. I think I should have a third iteration of this because I think it does kind of just need that bit of alteration to it. So let's have some weirder lights turn off that weren't off before. Have these turn off and have a couple of lights turn on down here. There we go. That's kind of got like a... Yeah, okay. So let's image. Oh, and if you were wondering, I do use Flash to create everything because I do like having vectors. Because vector art, I could use like Illustrator. I guess I do have Illustrator. I'm not really super familiar with Illustrator. I mostly have it as a in case kind of thing. Like my biggest familiarity with Adobe is like these 5 programs here. I've got Photoshop, most important, Premiere because obviously editing video, Audition because I need the sound, and then Flash because I like vector programs. After Effects I know the least about, but I do know how to use it, and I will probably try to use some of it in Block Wars best I can if I need to. I did use After Effects to create the crawl, so that's, you know, something. Oh no, I smell dog poop. Somebody pooped. It's all over the floor. I gotta clean that up. There's nobody here anyway, so it don't matter. So when I get back, I gotta clean up the poopy. But we're gonna call this rear panel C, save, export, and click, put the icon in for it, paste. Let's move these into that. Okay, fine. We'll do it this way. Yes, delete, boop, boop. Okay, copy that. Oh, not 1 by 1 though. Remember, we want 2 by 2F because that's what shows up on the back to the add-ons folder. Paste it, replace. Go ahead and quit Blockland again so we can update that. Reopen Blockland. Start a game. Oh, I'm not even. I'll just be Blockland only for a bit, because that's what we're doing. Okay. So now one last time. Bada bing. Unactivate. Name brick console. Whoops, that's not one. Self. Fire relay. On relay. Name brick console. Set print. C. On relay. Self. Fire relay up. 400. Copy that. Name that start. Send. Next brick. Fence. Same thing. Set print to panel B. Send. Same thing. Set print to panel A. On relay. Name brick. Start. Fire relay. There we go. And that is pretty damned good. Like, that just has that nice appearance of, like, something happening. You know, like, clearly there's a... Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing. So there we go. And you know what? I think I want to even extend that, maybe double that time. Yeah. That's okay. That's about where I think it makes the most sense. Or is that too slow? Maybe that's too slow. Let's try 600. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That's got a nice speed to it. So clearly stuff is happening. Clearly it's like, you know, being animated on its own. I don't have to worry about it. Let's record one more GIF. Oops. There we go. So now there's kind of a little explanation. Okay. Sorry, I was away AFK for a sec. But we back, we on. We rocking and rolling. So anyway, so what I was doing before you got here is I've figured out this. I found a set print. That looks pretty good. Yeah, I found a set print event which with using relays allowed me to create the dynamic Falcon interior that I wanted. So right now, what we're doing is I'm leaving Blockland, and we are working on making more of these, because this will be the what we're doing. I want to get some ones that look like this, because I think that will be an important looking one, and I want to get maybe some ones that have like this going, like the color blight dots, and with these I can just have these colors sort of alternate a little bit. Maybe even this, but probably not. That's a little extra. Some of these don't have to change. Like, for example, if I made one of these that's just a row of these, that's what it would be. It would just be set to be printed like that. I don't think these light blink. It's just the blue and white ones up here that blink. If I remember, I actually have the movie pulled up, so let me see. Yeah, so really, yeah, in the movie, it's technically not even the blue and white lights blink. Technically, it's only these little guys here, which, fine. I like having the detail of the blue and the white changing, so, yeah, I have the DVD queued up so I can, like, basically make reference to, why is this so small? Zoom, double. Oh, didn't do anything. It didn't help me at all. Cropping, here we go, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Technically, it's not even 16:9. It's like the widescreen. What's that? What widescreen is this? This isn't important, but there we go. That looks better. Not like this was important at all, but oh. So the changes to the Falcon cockpit, I may retroactively like reinsert into No Hope, you know, as the quote-unquote special edition, if that's ultimately what I end up doing. Real quick, now that there are actually people here, I was showing literally an empty chat earlier, just so everybody kind of gets an idea of the art style I'm trying to sort of replicate. Well, first of all, this, obviously, Star Wars, you kind of see the way it's shot, the way it looks. This is one of the original, like, Empire Strikes Back lunchbox, like, things. Lunchbox things. It's a lunchbox. And it's one of those, like, really retro-looking boys. And I'm really proud to have it. I really like it. It's got some nice, really nice artwork on it. I take this to work every day with my lunch in it. It had a thermos too, but I don't trust a 30-year-old thermos because it was pre-owned. You can I did the best I could to wipe the dude's name off, but it was clearly somebody's, and they traded it into my store, and I bought it afterwards. But so yeah, looking at the lunchbox and then looking at Star Wars, you know, you can kind of see that sheen, that sort of glow, and obviously this is because it's shot on film. I want to try to accomplish that if I can for Empire, Blockpire. And one thing also I was trying to bring up, I had some pictures of Legos. I had like a spiel. If you rewind the stream to about 20 minutes, it is a little corroded. It's definitely a 30-year-old lunchbox, but whatever. All my stuff goes in plastic. It's not like any of the food's gonna touch the edges. Here we go. Lego in the 80s. So this is also kind of like giving you an idea of the design principles that I was sort of working off of. Like literally this, like this feel. This is Lego in the 80s, you know, like this is like goddamn. Very simplistic. Everything's made of bricks. I mean, there are some like special bricks, like with little hinges and things, but like, so for those of you who are like, why do I care so much about like the Millennium Falcon looking like it's made out of bricks? Like, why not just model it? Why not just take the easy route and make it look like a vehicle like everything else? It's like, because that's not the feel. Parts that appear different from the overall theme, like makeshift repair or replacement parts. Possibly. I don't know. We'll see. But to sort of just end that rant, this is my aesthetic goal. Like you can kind of see. Oh no, that's not. I don't care about that. This sort of look, but applied to Star Wars, because I was looking at Lego Star Wars, and obviously like Lego Star Wars started in '99, so it wasn't about that yet. But you kind of get the you get the feel, you get the idea. But anyway, so moving back to, what do you mean my old streams seem to be cut off? Oh, that's weird. Shouldn't be. I'm just curious. I mean, I don't know if there's anything I could do to fix it, obviously. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. The way I've got it on my, and maybe this is just me, but I've got last night's stream clocking in at 5.5. Right here. So I don't know. I don't know why that would be. I don't know why it would not do that. But anyway, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so back to this. So we're gonna make these, and I'm gonna make these and make them look good. So let's go. So this one I kind of want to do. Let's do this one first. So this one's pretty easy. It's just 2 squares. One of the squares is slightly indented there, so that should be pretty easy to create. Let's get rid of all this. I think we will have this about here. Slight indent. Whoop. About there-ish, right? No, I guess it's a little farther down. Something like that. And then just have a nice square next to it, because those are not super close. They've got the light up squares in between them. I think I want to decrease these in size a little bit, sort of center them here. Okay, so I want to take a couple of these. Whoops. Yeah, so these will all be separate prints. So basically I create a print, I get it where I like it, and then I make 2 alternatives of it. And then the same thing for this. I'll make a couple of alterations and have alternative, and then it will cycle between these 3 prints basically ad nauseum. It'll just kind of look like this, like to give you the impression of what's like happening in Blockland. So that's the idea. And yeah, these are separate prints because there are obviously different parts of the wall that I want to print on, and that will be the idea. So there's two like this, and then like these, I think we will do like this. Clearly you can kind of see like this is a panel, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a panel of 5, and these 3 are just turned off, and I will have this like panel going on and off. I can kind of see already that there's a little bit of a gap here and a gap there. That's pretty good. Okay, and these can actually come a little. It's like, where is that? About roundabout ways. Sort of closer to the bottom. So, and then there's another one where it's like this, like that. And then I think outside there was one. I know it was like this, but it'll get cut off, so I'm going to put mine like this to sort of achieve that same effect. And then, oh, okay, and then there's a little square, and then this, and then if I can fit these, sure, but I don't think I have room. No, I don't, so I'll just put the square with the blue. And then that square, I'm going to make line weight 2. It's like down there. Kind of all lines up, so there we go. So that gives you like kind of an insight of how I like sort of create these. Again, a lot of fast movements, not like a super duper like trying to be completely on like grid on model. It's mostly about getting the feel right, giving it sort of an organic feel too, so that it's not completely bricks. So anyway, so let's do a couple of alternatives to this keyframe here. I can get rid of this layer because I was using this as my reference image, but I'm not. I'm kind of cycling back between Flash and Photoshop now, so I don't really need to. So the first one, they have the 3 here turned off, so I will have the same turned off. So there we go. So that's my first one. Second one, I will probably, let's do something like this. Oh no, I don't want anybody. It looked like a number. And then the third one, maybe these 2 turn off. This turns off. I did the same thing. That turns off. Like this one turns off, and maybe that turns off. So that gives you kind of like, see how it kind of like cycles through everything. So let me lock it again so you can kind of see it. So it's just going to cycle through all of these like this at about this rate. And that's just, you know, just a panel, quick panel. Just hopefully having that little bit of movement in the background will give it just enough like subtle realism to the Falcon that when it'll feel more like the movie and not just a Blockland machinima. I don't know. In the end, it is just a Blockland machinima. We'll call this one side panel 1A. Because I think I might have another rear panel I have to make, but if not, I know I'll be making more side panels, so that's definitely useful to have. And I'd had something like this for the original, like No Hope Block Wars, where I had made a couple of iterations of something, and it mostly worked, but didn't. So, because I didn't have, I don't know. I found the exact event that I needed, and I was like, well, you know, thank Christ that I found it. All I had to do was search. It was on the fucking RTB. It was on the RTB archives. Like, no fucking joke. Like, it was super easy to find. I don't know how I didn't find it last time. Like, it was not... It's not like it was brand new. Like, it was totally available to me this whole time, and I just fucking didn't think to go find it. So, whatever. We got some more panels. So those are the major panels. I took the top one up here, and I took inspiration from this one. These can kind of like be the same, like these sides. I think, yeah, you showed me the Away at War, which was like, I think set in like the modern war, like the war in Afghanistan, which could be an interesting fucking, yeah, it could be an interesting like exploration of a theme for sure. Definitely wouldn't hurt to try making something like that. That could go on like a, again, that would be like one of those, I don't know how easy that would be to do kind of things, just because it would have to be, I think it would have to be kind of semi-serious, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if we could make a comedy about, especially about a current war, but, you know, definitely worth exploring, for sure. So this should be pretty easy a thing to do. Just create a basic grid here. Oh god, I don't know if this is perfect or not, but again, I don't really care. Yeah, writer's block. I've hit writer's block on script so many times. I have so many like unfinished ideas that I have out there that I really want to make, and I would have basically no fucking clue what I want to do with them. But there's a bunch of ideas for sure. Blockasic yeah, well, I can talk. Blockasic Park, however you pronounce that, is definitely an idea worth exploring. It's always been something that I thought would be a cool idea too. It was never something I knew if I wanted to make or not, but sorry, I'm trying to talk and it's not dark enough. There we go. And I know that this grid isn't like perfect, but you know, who the fuck cares? Like, I'm not gonna. Nobody cares. Some reds. Some weird like gold yellowies. What I gotta fill in still? Grays. Probably just a different shade of gray. 50 shades of gray. There you go. Well, that looks terrible. I don't like that at all. I mean, it doesn't look... It's not the worst, but it's certainly not super squares. But it gets the job done, I guess. I'm just going to stretch it out over... Ooh, that's too thick. To make it more of a... Because it's going to go on a 1x1, so it's got to kind of fit that. There we go. I think an idea, I think the Lost parody, I think just parodies in general, like, are for sure, I think the way Blockland Machinima should move towards. That looks terrible. I don't like that at all. I don't think I want to stick with that new idea. I don't even want this. But anyway, I think I'll do these. You know what? Let's do Yeah, let's do panels that look like this. Idea. Here's what we'll do. These will be the ones that won't be animated. So this will not be super hard to do. We will just have one of them that goes off like that with my white squares. Bada bing, bada boom. Anyway, so what I was saying was, I think parity in Blockland is probably definitely the best way to move Machinima forward, because I don't think it's impossible to create a serious styled story in Blockland. I just think it would be very difficult to pull off without subtle facial animations, which obviously Blockland, even if we were to do the method of changing the decals as a character talks, so that there's an expression being displayed, like an appropriate emotion expression, even with methods like that, I think comedy parody, like, and also because at the same time it's a sandbox game. You know, like, the idea is that it's a game where you can build anything. So wouldn't it be fucking neat if you built fucking Jurassic Park? Like, oh, cool. Like, I've never seen that in the game before, you know, Lego Jurassic Park. Is that even a thing? I'm sure there's, like, some fan stuff about it, but, like, you know, like, is there Lego? Oh, that's right, it is an official. They did do official Jurassic World stuff then, didn't they? I'll be damned. But anyway, you'd think they would have done that years ago. But, like, yeah, like, Lego Jurassic Park. It's a thing that exists. Like, it's an official Lego product, but, like, oh, I should have remembered, because of course there's the fucking video game. But, like, doing this in Blockland is just as impressive as, or in fact is probably more impressive than, what was I saying? Oh, it's probably more impressive the fact that you're pulling it off in this game that's now, like, 10 years old. You know, like, just getting Blockland to look a certain way and to build things out of bricks and to have everything look as nice as, like, Lego Jurassic World the video game looks. You know, like, that's in and of itself an achievement and worthy of putting it, you know, into place. So to answer your question, what do I think of Jurassic World? I haven't seen Fallen Kingdom yet, believe it or not. I didn't get a chance to see it in theaters. I'm just kind of waiting. I mean, I know it's out on, I think it's out on Blu-ray now. I just haven't bothered to get it. I'll give it a watch soon. I wasn't a huge fan of Jurassic World. I thought it was decent enough, but was, like, just, again, sort of, I don't know, boring in some parts. Very, very much a, oh, this is neat. Very much like a by-the-numbers Jurassic Park sequel. You know, like, it was sort of just like, oh, now we have to have this happen, and now we have to have this happen, and oh, you can't go without doing this, and it's like, I get it, it's the soft reboot. It's the same reason I didn't like Force Awakens all that much. Soft reboots are boring to me. I think it's fine to re-explore old ideas in a new light, but if you're just going to basically say, what if the same thing happened but different characters happen, and you're saying, oh, but this still takes place in a universe afterwards, you're kind of implying that nobody learned anything from the events of Jurassic Park. And I know that that's kind of like the longevity of the series, is that nobody bothers to learn from the events of Jurassic Park, because otherwise they wouldn't keep doing that stupid shit. But, like, I don't know, like, it's one thing when it's like, oh, it's Jurassic Park 2. We thought, well, what if we bring them to San Diego, and what if we, you know, what if we tranquilize them, and it's okay, Site B, like, it's fine, we'll raise them there, you know, we'll keep the bad ones good, whatever. You know, they're trying something different. Admittedly, Jurassic Park 2 isn't great, but whatever. Jurassic Park 3 has nothing to do with the fucking park. It's just dinosaurs. In fact, Jurassic Park 3, now that you think about it, ain't even about a park. It didn't even have to. It's just Dinosaur Island, which I guess it takes place in the Jurassic Park universe, so it's not like it doesn't fall out. But yeah, I don't know. And then, like, Jurassic World comes around, and they're like, "What if we just fucking the same fucking shit happens, except this time it's the island is different. Don't worry, they built over the old island. And, you know, and then, of course, there's that stupid meta joke where the dude stands up and he has the Jurassic Park shirt on. And it's like, oh, aren't you fucking clever? I don't know. Didn't like Jurassic World. Oh, no, I know Jurassic Park 2 is definitely a Michael Crichton, Michael Crichton, Michael, however the fuck you say his name, book. And I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm saying that the movie adaptation was bad. It was like the first it was kind of adapted poorly, I guess is the best way to putting it. But yeah. So my thoughts on Jurassic World are just that it was kind of boring, kind of dumb. Just stick to the classic. You know, I mean, it would be cool to see, and that's the thing. If you're gonna do Lost World like in Legos, neat. Like that's neat. I think that's what I was trying to get at. Then is it's like doing parodies in Blockland and just in general machinima form. I think are probably the best way to get the longevity and movie making out of the game itself, because we're not gonna ever make, like, ain't nobody making, what was that called, War of the Servers? Like, do you remember that? Do you remember that fucking machinima? And it was made in Gmod, like Classic or whatever, Gmod V6 or whatever the fuck. And it was like it was really cool. It was like a full-fledged like remake of War of the Worlds, and it had a pretty decent tone. There was still some funny moments, but it was for the most part like a sincere like remake of War of the Worlds. Yeah, like I don't know, like it's very clearly it's got comedy elements, but it's like, you know, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, you couldn't probably do anything like that in Blockland. You could, but it would be really hard to do. Um, so I would say parody is our best bet at making machinima. I'm like training off my thought. Anyway, back to this. So the idea I had here, if you were wondering what I was going to do, is to basically, and this is just going to be an empty one, because these are going to all line up so that I can make the bottom panels. Oh, I don't need to export it yet. There we go. So the idea here is that if you look at this is a complete panel. And maybe, you know what, the last one can have that. And maybe, you know what, I'll even have a couple panels where insert keyframe, move back here, paste into place. We'll have that there. I'll have a few panels that can have these, but the idea will be that it's a continuous thing that they will all be able to work off of. I don't know, I'm just kind of winging this at this point. There you go. So that's a cool little like thing, and we'll have that. So these won't have to be animated. These won't turn on and off. These will just be bottom panel 1. Bottom panel 2. And then this one I want to be 3, because I want them to be able to be in order. Bottom panel 3. And then finally bottom panel 4. And now, honestly, I think I have enough. No, I don't. Hang on. I almost have enough, because I can do some duplication stuff, because if you'll notice, like, these are like this. I can do the same thing over on the walls. I need probably one more panel for 1x1s to be animated, and for that I will probably just do something with the bloopers like this. Actually, I'll make two. I want one that's just this animated, and I could do all these switches, but I don't really think I need to. That's too much. That's getting into a territory of too much detail, and it's like I don't need to get that crazy, because the background is only going to be civil protection series with stormtroopers. That would be interesting. I've said this before, I like the idea of people expanding on the Block Wars universe, quote unquote, sort of in the same way that they would expand on, because like obviously anybody can make a Star Wars thing in Blockland, and I'm not saying, I'm not original, I'm not saying I'm the first one to do it, and I certainly won't be the last one to do it. Obviously, I'm in a clan called Star Wars Content Creation Clan, where we literally, our whole purpose as a clan is to make Star Wars stuff. But what I think is now advantageous to other creators is that, not like I'm some sort of visionary, but like I've created a universe, quote unquote, where it's Star Wars, but the universe is a lot sillier. It's Block Wars. It's its own brand. It's something that fits within Blockland canon, I guess. So anybody could take that name and make whatever they want, and then that's the thing. You could even totally call it Star Wars, like if you want. You don't have to call it Block Wars, but if you wanted to call it Block Wars, if you were like, this takes place in the Block Wars universe, and you just fucking want to play around with Block Wars, Star Wars like themes, go ahead. Like that's like now it's totally like, and then and it gives you a sort of jumping off point too, because if you do call it Block Wars, people will go, oh, I remember Block Wars, the fucking machinima. This must be like that, and they'll watch it, and they'll be more likely to watch it than just some, I made my own Star Wars in Blockland, So like, yeah, I totally think everybody has my permission. Not that you needed my permission, but everybody totally has my permission to call any Star Wars thing that you do in Blockland. You can call it Block Wars and do whatever you want with it. Like, and I'll even provide, like, if you're like, I have a thing where I want Darth Vader to do this, like, and you're like, I don't have anybody to voice Darth Vader, like, I will fucking message me. I will read whatever fucking lines you want. I'll do Darth Vader. I'll make it canon. I'll perform Darth Vader till the day I die. I don't care. But yeah. So anyway, back to what I was doing. I think what I'm going to have is, so I've got these bottom panels that have things that they can be. I'm going to make one like this with little dots, and one probably like one of these, but for the 1x1s, and that will be my end. So we gotta do something like this. Sky Rancher Ranch. Oh yeah, that would be. I like that. I like the idea where the fire that kills Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen was completely an accident. I thought that was pretty funny. That may or may not, like, if you want to like develop that scene, whether or not, if you don't do a machinima yourself, if you ever want to like develop that and make that a special edition feature joke of Block Wars No Hope, I would totally be willing to add that in, just because that would be. I think that's a really funny idea, that it was just two stormtroopers like get really mad and they accidentally like knock over like a lamp or something and it sets the whole place on fire, and like, are there any people in there? I don't know. And you just hear screaming and it's Uncle Owen and Amber, and you're like, oh god. And it's just completely accidental, and they're like, oh, we weren't trying to kill anybody, we just, I don't know, just caught on fire, man. It sucks. Sorry about your uncle. Okay, so it's the glowing ones and it's a gray one. So I gotta go. So the glowies, and I'm gonna take these because these are kind of turned off. Whoa. And that needs to be 4, but it needs needs to be grayed out. So there's like 2 over here, and then there's like 1 kind of chilling off to the side, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 and 6. Okay. And that kind of just sits. I really want the... Actually, you know what? I think I would benefit from these just being black. Yeah, it looks pretty good, because they'll be like that. And then, and this is just me speculating. Oh, there was like more than just one. This was like down a line. And then I'm speculating as to how these lights turn on and off, but I think what I want to happen is some of these will turn red. So kind of like that, like they'll light up red. And I think maybe one of these can light up red. And then this one I kind of want to turn off, I think. Pretty much lines up, yeah. And then I'm going to have that one, have a couple more turn on here. That one, and that one turn on. There we go. That's just random enough to be, you know, buttons doing shit. And then finally, there was one more I wanted to do that I didn't want to have light up. Oh, I wanted to do one of these and just have like one of these little ones, little panels. Wait, first let's export these, because this is going to be the 1 by 1. This is small panel 1A. Small panel 1B. Small panel 1C. And then finally, go back in here, take here and have that one come over there. Take another one of these. Have it kind of do one of those. Oh, that's too big. There we go. Another one like that. Have these be over here. Have these come up to there. Ooh. And then where's a blue one? I just need a blue one. That needs to be about the same square size as these. There we go. Just a blue one. Nice. Alright, and then this one's just going to be, I don't know, a small panel too. And there is no, like, ABC for that because I don't plan to animate that one. Okay, let's package these all up. Alright, these need to come out. These need to come out because these are all a different print size. Small prints. Whoops. Small icons. Copy. Paste. And this is just one by one. Not copy. Okay. Delete. Small. I hope I can rename these within the zip. Nope. Okay, so we're gonna have to do it a different way. First, we will have to take these. Paste. Did I actually? Okay, I already did that. Cool. So take these. Go into here. Delete these. Move these into that. And then delete them. Rename these to icons and prints. Move these into that. And then copy both of them. Bring them into the add-ons folder. Replace the one. Boom. I should be good to go now. So finally, we will reopen Blockland. And yeah, I think a zombie apocalypse would work in Blockland for sure. Definitely worth exploring that idea. Because that's got like a lot of oh, that's right, I had one by one already. But now they're different. Now they're all the right prints. Oh gosh. Okay. we actually have all the right things, we can do this. Oh no. Okay, I didn't anticipate. Oh, and I forgot. Okay, I'll have to copy them over to this. These don't animate because these will very rarely be in the shot. So these I don't have to make doubles. These are the ones that animate. But oh, that's right. I will need ramps. Shit. Okay, my bad. We'll fix that in a second. But in the meantime, I'll give you a little taste of like what everything's gonna kind of be doing here. So that's like kind of the idea, and then all of these will be beeping and booping and making different, like, some of these can actually be empty. They don't have to be, because I can have like I could actually literally have one of these be in there. So that's the beauty of like these prints, is that they don't even have to be animated per se. They will have that effect if I want them to. But I could just technically get away with just having them look like that. Like, that's pretty good, but I don't want them looking like that. You know what I mean? I want them looking good. I want them to look good. So let's do a let's do that. Let's do this. And then for this one, that one will be one of these, that one will be one of these, that will be animated. These will both be animated. This will be one of these, this will be one of these. Oh no, this will be one of these, this will be one of these. And this is back down to here. This is just blank, I don't know why. But we're getting somewhere. This can be one of these and one of these. Actually, I want to put one of these on top of one of these because I've not done that in a while. But you're starting to get the idea. That one can just be empty. Because even right now, even without them like animating, you can kind of like get the feel for what the cockpit kind of is like, you know. And that's what I really liked about it in the first movie, was that using all those prints actually did just give it a whole different like feel to the cockpit. Now I'm hoping that with the animated ones, it will go so far as to create an even more dynamic looking thing, you know. Can't believe I forgot ramps and ceilings. Oh, ceilings will work. Oh boy. These will be animated. Which will look cool too. Like having, I didn't have ceiling prints last time. Having those up there moving around and like doing stuff, that's gonna be real nice. We're getting somewhere. So we'll gotta remember to do ramps when we get out of here, but speaking of ramps, I also have to make a special one because the front end has a different looking decal on it that the rest of them don't. These can all just have the standard button layouts. Like this one is like something different. I don't know what it does or is for, but okay, let's move forward. These might just look better as spaces, or those I don't think I want to animate. Those will probably never ever really be noticed, so alright, let's do this wall. I know that I'm going to just end up changing most of these with events anyway, so I don't know why I'm picking them at random. I'm kind of doing it A, for a screenshot purpose, and B, so that I can remember personally like where each thing needs to go, what will have an animated event on it and what won't. I just kind of liked that. These will be animated. This won't be that one. This will be a red one. So yeah. So after all these are all blinking, like it should look real cool. Oh, gotta get up here. And that's with lights. Like that looks really good. It's got some nice shapes to it, some nice shadows. Like this already feels like the internals of the Falcon, just like as it is. And while we're here, just because we can, I think I'm gonna do, because I liked how that looked and it helps me see what I'm doing, I'm gonna do a little bit of preliminary lighting, I think. So for those of you who don't know, this is how I do blockland lighting. Never have the light directly in the thing, because it'll never look just the way you want it. Always have it just a little bit outside of the set. If you do need, I don't know if I want bright, I probably just want player's light. Yeah, there we go. So that already like looks, see, this is kind of harsh. Actually, maybe I do want bright. That kind of does do what I want. Cause let's compare again real quick. Let me pull up. So see, like they're front lit, and they're not really backlit. Everything, all the light is kind of bouncing off of the front of their faces. You can see the way that the shadows, like, and obviously I'm not going to be able to create that perfectly in Blockland. I'm going to be able to mess with the event or the environment a little too to kind of change that sort of feel. But I guess I never realized there's a door back there. I guess I don't need that to be open, but whatever. Doesn't matter. But the front's kind of what's creating all the light, and then the sides, there's sort of a purple. I'm gonna kind of pull this over here. So that's too bright now, but if we go in and change that to like a purple light, already you can already see that there's just this nice, like, the way Blockland renders light is that there's this nice little bit of purple cast, and I think that might even be just a little too close. So we're gonna move it back a little. And we don't need two of these boys. There we go. So if we move it just a hair back, now see now that's too far because it's kind of, but not really. Maybe we were actually pretty good where we were. What's 2 look like? That might be too bright. No, yeah, I think that's pretty much where I want to be with that. And then on the other side, so the one left side was purple. The right side, I think, was blue. So if I turn this into a blue light, we should see... Oh no, see that kind of negates the purple. So no, not blue. We want to maybe try, I don't know, let's try cyan, maybe? No, still wrong. I think maybe purple on both sides is probably gonna do the job for what I want. Oh, yeah. So you see already how there's just like this nice little kind of purplish sheen that the scene has. Like you can kind of tell. Like obviously I need to mess with the environments. Oh, you guys, I'm so stupid. You can't even see. Here we go. So here's the screenshot I've been working off. No, I haven't. Darkstar hasn't responded to Doors of Perception yet. I needed to. Actually, let's do that real quick while we're here. Let's see if we can get him pulled up. Oh God, where's my friends list? Let's see if he's even online anymore. Dark Star? Oh no, what's he go by now? Fuck, dude, I don't remember. He's changed his name. Maybe it's just because he's offline. Oh, Jesus. No, yeah, he's... I don't know what the fuck is... Does he go by VM Comics now? No. Okay, well, we'll do that later. I'll figure it out, I guess, but... I thought I still had his contact information, and I was like, oh yeah, I can just message him on Steam, and like, he's changed his name, and I don't know what he's changed it to, and I have a lot of friends. But anyway, I kind of want to goof around with the environment a bit. Ambient light, maybe turn it more blue. Or does that even affect anything in the cockpit? That affects nothing in the cockpit. Direct light? Again, nothing. Yeah. Shadows? Okay, shadows at least do stuff because we're inside, so cool. So we can change the shadow. The shadows are kind of a bit redder in the screenshot that I'm working with. There we go. It's kind of like a purple tint. This is already like looking fucking fantastic to me. Like this already looks like what I want the cockpit to look like. So I'm really proud of this. Like really proud of this, you guys. Just so you know. Cool. Alrighty, so we're getting somewhere. Let's do some preliminary animations, and then I will add in the slope ramp bricks, and we'll animate those, because then all we have to do is copy the names of the walls and apply them, and then once we activate the relays, it'll go. So... Okay. Man, this looks really cool. I'm like really excited about how this looks, you guys. Is this gonna take a... Yeah. See, it picks the wrong thing to focus on. Or is that my fault? If I do it over here, will it... Nah, see, it did it again. I want to... If I could just get it so that the chairs are in focus and the background's not in focus. Maybe like over here. Nah, see, that makes the chairs... That makes the chairs go wibbly wobbly. What happens if I do... Maybe focus on something like this? Nope. Never gonna work. Alright. Whatever. So I can't crouch to take this screenshot. I'll just have to do one of these. There we go. Oh, it's so beautiful. Let's see what those screenshots look like, because I'm curious. Nice. So see, like, it's all focused on the wrong thing. I'm not very good at... I was never good at taking depth of field. He might still have it. Like, it isn't not worth at least asking him about it if I can. So I certainly will. I wonder if there's any, like, post-processing I'll be able to do on this, too. Like, if I darken it at all, does it look better? Not really. I don't want to crush the blacks too completely. I don't know, it looks pretty good in engine, you know what I mean? Like, can always dip things more into the purple and blue. Really push that, like, color tone, but it's not really necessary. It doesn't hurt, but, you know. I want to play Star Wars music, but I know I'm just going to get copyright claims on it. And then, of course, like, if I really wanted to get fancy, each of these lights could have little lights. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, this could be, like, that could be something I do as, like, a promotional thing. If I really wanted to. That didn't look right. There we go. Put light, like, artificial light effects onto all of this stuff to, like, really sell it. Be like, look, it's Blockland as you've never seen it before. And it's like, it doesn't look like that in the game. I think remaking Doors of Perception is a cool idea. Do I even need all this? That does kind of add like a sheen to it, doesn't it? I'm gonna save it. You know what? Fuck it. Blockland will be confused and be like, why would you do this? This isn't from me. This isn't from my game. It's like, yes it is. Did it not ask me to overwrite? I guess it didn't care. Whatever. I'm gonna put that in my Discord. Dun, 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 na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Do, 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 do. Alright. So yeah. So we know what we need to do. Save bricks. Falcon cockpit. Yes. So that saves all the lighting. Doesn't save the environment. I need to get the environment saver add-on again because I really fucked up the last time I didn't have it and I couldn't save my environments and that really sucked. One other thing I want to look real quick before we leave. So technically these should be glowing. I don't know if it would look weird to not have them glow. You know what I mean? But the thing is, when you make the gray bricks glow, they look weird. Like they no longer react to light the way you want them to. I don't think I want to make them glow, honestly. I actually kind of like how I like how the light bounces off of them, truth be told. If I really wanted... Where's my light? There we go. If I really wanted to, I could put a light somewhere around here. In fact, maybe I will, just to see what that looks like. No, not another purple light, a player's light. Does that... Ooh. I like the way that bounces light into the room back there. And kind of gives it some definition, so it's not just completely garbage trash. Blockland lighting is very delicate and very, like, weird. But at the same time, once you've, like, really learned how it functions... Ooh, that's not a bad effect, per se. It's just very, very purple back there. So, like I said, the closer you are, the more purple bounces off of everything. I don't know if I want that. So maybe back here we could put a light. And obviously light in Blockland does not function the same way. Oh, that looks nice. You know what? That's perfect. That's exactly what I want. I like that kind of just being a light back there. I think it just gives a nice little definition to the hallway without completely oversaturating like the cockpit itself with like detail. And when you're sitting like this, and I don't know, maybe I will add a door. Because I never even realized there was a door. Do I have a 4x4 door? Maybe. I know I got a lot of doors. I found that out last night. I've got a space door. I have a couple of special doors in here somewhere. Here we go. Here's space door. Like one. I don't know what this is. Oh, yeah, that fits. Oh, it's too big. Oh, I didn't know it would be that big. But that's kind of like the door. You know what I mean? Like, I don't look bad either, really. I don't know if I want that print on it. Yeah, it looks okay. Okay. Anyway, maybe we'll keep that door. Realistically, I'd like it to be right up against. So I guess it's not an impossibility to just get rid of this. Because you can't even see this thing. You know what I mean? I have the brick saved, so I'm gonna... Okay, yeah. So, put the door here. What? I mean overlap. What is it overlapping with? Oh. There we go. So there's like a door, because it's a door with a window. You know, like... And there are scenes where the characters do walk in and open and close this door. So I guess it's not totally impossible to not have that door be there. That doesn't look that bad. I do want to close this off though, because it's like now it's open. Frick. There ain't no 2x12. But guess what there is, because I got special bricks! Oh, what? Really? What am I overlapping with? That's the question. The door brick, aren't I? Yeah, it's the door brick. Okay. So, shit. Let's try that again. But this time with a 1x12. Which is a default brick. Why the other one isn't a default brick, I don't know. Alright, this is fine though, because this will close everything off just the same. So there we go. Yeah. I really like that. I do genuinely think that looks nice. Having a door there. I guess look that's the funny thing, like seriously, just looking at the what scratching sounds, I don't know. Could just be my mic. It's not the best. I might be rubbing like every time my head rubs. I'm not using my fancy mic. I'm using my my headset mic, which you've probably seen. So it's like every time I move my head, it probably scratches. I don't know. But anyway, so Star Wars looks like this. Oh no! I closed all my windows, which is fine. Now I can't see what I was doing. Oop. So yeah, Star Wars is this, and then Blockland I've got it looking. Uh-oh. Don't know. Oh, don't know what hand brings. So Blockland I got it looking like this. But anyway, so yeah, I've added lights. I need to go back. We need to do ramps, prints real quick. So let's do that. Let's save. Cause fucking holy shit, would I feel real bad if after all that I fucking did what I did last night and completely deleted everything. Alright, let's quit Blockland for a second. Yes. Game Maker. I wasn't doing anything with Game Maker. Oh, no. Okay. It's like, I wasn't using you. So this time we can just duplicate. What are the names of the... What's that folder called? Is it R? It's 2x2R, right? That's the ramp. Yes, okay. 2x2R. So I just need to rename this to 2x2R. And that will be... because they're the same prints otherwise. Like, those don't change. So that's really easy to just add and be done. Oh, but now that I'm thinking about it, I did need one special print that the ramp and bricks had that the other ones didn't. Okay, it's real simple. It's like one is like, well, really I could use, you know what? No, I think it can use the buttons that I made. Like, it's pretty much the same. Technically, if you look at this picture, it's kind of different. Like, there's these little thingies, but ain't nobody gonna see that for very long, so it ain't worth it. You know what I mean? Like, if after doing it I decide, yeah, okay, I want to make a special brick for it, and I do, so be it. Oh yeah, the SimCity SNES. I don't know. I really like the skyscrapers of it. So I've had it as my background for a good solid, gosh, couple of fucking months now. More than that even. Okay, I get it. All right, let's go to Blockland again. All right, make sure we activate the print. Falcon. Where's the R? Okay, hang on. Might have fucked up. Did I actually put it in the folder, or did I screw up? Oh, I did screw up. How, I don't know, but I know that's why, because I copied and pasted the fucking folder I already had. There we go. Okay. Now we're good. Now we're cooking in the business. Okay. Let's go get the print, make sure that they are activated. Boom, boom. George Lucas. Alright, that was good. I don't know who that guy is. There we go. Now we're cooking with pasta. That's what kids say. Oh no, I still forgot one. I forgot I was gonna need these. Mother Dunker. Alright, these aren't as important. These can withstand a waiting period. Like I will for now I'm just gonna leave them blank, and I will God damn it. There you go. I will come back and or if I get lazy, I could just move these. That brick could go here, those two could go there, and then the buttons could go on the blank ones, so you don't even really care. So yeah, okay. But anyway, so we're definitely where we need to be. Yeah, this already looks better just having those correctly displayed. The universal printout on. What's that do? Makes all prints go on any decal. That might work. But remember, I'm using a special add-on though to try and to get these to animate. So I don't know, maybe. It's worth a shot. I don't know how it works exactly. Like, I don't quite understand what you mean. I believe you. I just don't personally understand it. But we're gonna get a nice couple of fucker. There we go. Cool. Yeah, definitely do. I'll look into it and see if I can't get that functioning. Let's do. So now that we've got this, and that looks way better than just, you know, a bunch of letters. Like, that looks very much like what it's supposed to. What was your question? Sorry, I was helping you build. Oh, no, not at all. Right now I'm in a single player game, but I can definitely open up to a multiplayer game in a second. Let me just get this. Anything I guess you can't see, I'll just have blank. Yeah, bitches, this looks nice. Okay, so we're gonna have to name these all. Call this one small red, and everything that's gonna be small and red is gonna get the name small red. So that I don't forget. Alright. And then these guys we're going to call console 1. And anything that has this with the red in it is going to get named console 1. So that these are all oh wait. might get confusing. I might have had to rename the ramp bricks. Otherwise, it's the add-on is kind of finicky. Let's see. The small reds are going to work for sure. What I'm worried about is the I might have needed to rename the files and put an R in them so that I could differentiate between ramp and not ramp, because otherwise. But here, let's do small red first. So events on activate name brick small red. No. Name self fire relay on relay name brick small red set print. What did I call the little ones? Small panel? Yeah, small panel 2C, and then on relay self fire relay up. I had set to 600. Copy, send. Events, small panel. 1B. Send. Small panel 1C. Array. I can get rid of this. This one I need to fire a relay at named brick start. And this one doesn't need an on activate either. Okay. So once I start that, yes. So as you can see, these guys are animating, which is good. That's the point. So they're going through their little spiel. And obviously right now, since they're the only ones animating, it kind of looks sort of wrong, because you're like, your brain notices the similarities between them. I'm hoping once everything that's supposed to be animating starts animating, we should get a more natural looking animation. So let's do console 1, and I'll label that a different color. Those blue bricks, and we can do the same thing. Copy. Whoop. Events. Perfect. Take that copy off. And then we're going to rename this to start 2 because it's a different relay. And name brick console 1 set print 2. Oh, this might work because they're actually listed twice. So you know what? One of these is the ramps, one of these isn't. We're going to have to figure out which one it is. Let's set to small side panel 1C and see if that did anything. Yeah, I think that was fine. Let's see, did I pick this one? I think I picked this one. Side panel 1B, take away the activate. Side panel 1C, A. Name brick, start 2, fire relay. Send. Okay. So, yeah, so I got the, so the top ones must be the ramps, is what we learned. Right? Because if I name this console 1, it should go blank. Yeah. Okay. It went blank because those are the ramps. Ramps are okay. So we're learning. This is going to be a little complicated, but we'll get it. But as you can see, just even having some of those go is enough to really imply that there's technology running at all times on the Falcon. which is what I like. I'm putting a lot more effort into this Block Wars than I did the 2016, because the 2016 one was just sort of, I wanted to get it done. Whereas 2000 and oh man, you know what? I just also thought of something I could be doing to really make this simpler for myself so that I can really visualize it without having to jump back and forth. Console 1. Boom! Console 2. These can stay blue because they're both ramps. So that was. So do I want rear panel C? Right? Whoops. Yeah, I think I want rear panel C. I want this to be console 2. Same thing for this one. Rear panel B. And then same thing for this one, but start 3, console 2, rear panel A. Yes! Okay. So see, as you can see now, your brain, you understand more. And this will be a quick way to debug and make sure everything's working, because then I can just see it, because everything's color-coded. And then I'll also name this fucking whatever I named. What did I name it? Small red? Right? What did I name it? Small red with a capital R, okay. Yeah, okay, yeah. There we go, it's going. So there you go. Now you can kind of see everything going. And then we will do the same thing, I think one more time, because everything else is flat. And these can be green. And the green bricks will be, not these, these. Yeah. We'll name this console 4. And then same thing. Oops, start 4. Console. What? Do I only have 3? Oh, right. I don't need to name it console 4. I need to name it console 3, because I never made a console 4. Or 3. Because these two, console 1, 2, and then 3. Oh, wait. There will be a 3. Okay, that's right, because there will be 2 of these as well. How could I forget? And I just for shits, so that I can kind of visualize it in my head. There we go. So that you can see it's both ramps. Doesn't matter. Cool. Okay, so yeah, console 3, console 4, and I think that's everything. So for console 3, whoa. I'm gonna go in here. This is called start 3. Is that the correct start? No, that one's called start 3. This one needs to be called start 4. And in its events, on activate console 3, we will set to side panel 1C. the little bottom one. Side panel 1B. Side panel 1A. Start 4. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Absolutely, positively. This is genius. Alrighty, and then finally, whoops. I got a lot to start, a lot of relays to start. So I'm hoping that by a player going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hitting these all, this will also help create some randomness. Because you'll see, like, these kind of seem to be blinking in and out at the same time, but this one isn't at the same exact interval. And of course, I'm hoping that when we load up the save, because someone will have to go boop, 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 it will add a bit of a delay to all of these, so that there's still some naturalistic, like, way that will all blink together and create another more interesting light effect, hopefully. If not, I mean, it's still, even if everything is blinking at the exact same, I don't care. It's still spread out far enough and different enough that it will look right. So that's good. Okay. The all-print ratio could probably fix that. Maybe. For roles to be filled, would they be resetted? What do you mean, like roles, like voice roles, or parts? I'm not sure what your question is. Console 4. Oh, okay. So voice roles, technically Lando, I know Modman wanted to give Lando a shot. Boba Fett is still technically open, though I know Felipe was interested in the role. Don't know if we'll still use him or not. And then as for Ozzel and the Emperor, I had somebody sort of cult internet famous who said he would do the voice for the Emperor. He has since obviously not responded. It's been years, basically. It's like been 2 years. Because I sent him that email almost immediately. Like, I kind of was like, we'll get him right away. If I can get that out of the way, I'll give him as much time as possible so that I'm not waiting on that. Literally, as soon as we premiered Block Wars and decided we were going to do Block Wars 2, I sent an email to this guy and was like, hey, you posted Block Wars on your website once. Would you be willing to do the part of the Emperor? Like, he literally has the smallest part in the movie. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, point is, I don't know. Don't know if he's going to actually do it. It'd be cool if he did, but if not, yeah, if you can do a Palpatine impression, I mean, I can do a sort of I can do, I can get my voice down real low. Do it. Like, oh, who was it? It was the guy, his name is Ross Scott. He's the Accursed Farms, Freeman's Mind Machinima producer. He also does a show right now called Game Dungeon. I don't know who's all familiar with his work. He's got you'd know his voice if you've seen Freeman's Mind. He does all of the narration for the Gordon Freeman character that he created in that version. That would have been the voice. I don't know, it just sounded like, because you know how, because his voice is kind of like, sort of monotone, but like in a static way. Like, I kind of wanted that to be played off of as the Emperor, and also it kind of made sense because in my mind, like, he was kind of an influencer. Yeah, Ross Scott's great. So, like, and he even said he'd do it, and I even was like, dude, I'll even fucking pay you. Like, and I was like, how much? And he's like, for a small part, it's like fucking $10. Like, all I had to, like, he was willing to take $10. Well, first he was going to do it for free, and I was like, dude, I will pay you. Like, you do not have to, like, do this for free. And he's like, $10? I was like, that's fucking cheap as shit. Yeah, I wanted him so bad to do the voices. Here, real quick, just so you know I'm not, like, fucking with you. I'll even pull up the emails. Like, I was so excited, and I think I will try when we get closer. when we get closer to being finished, I will attempt. Here he is. So here's the email. So, hey Ross, blah blah blah. I kind of explained it. I was like, hey, we released Block Wars. We would really love you to play the Emperor. And he's like, hey, glad you liked the videos. I plan on making more. I've made some machinimas. Frankly, I'm incredibly busy these days to work on other projects, but I can tell you're interested. I do remember the original be well written. I guess do a few lines, especially probably most of the fun character to play. And that was it. So I said, okay, cool. Here's the here's the PDF, which was just his lines. Like I literally cut the rest of the script, and I just said, here you go. This is the Emperor. This is Vader. This is the only scene he would have had to read. And later I was like, hey, just emailing me, like, hey, we're still doing stuff. I sent a few previews. Sorry for the day, I'm busy as ever was, but I'm trying to follow through on the question. Would you want someone to edit them on your own? And I was like, oh, I can edit them, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be grateful. And then that was the last that was sent, March 24th, 2017. And he has not since responded. Which is fine. Again, I totally understood. I was like, dude, you're busy. Like, you are actually kind of a semi-famous YouTuber right now. You're doing shit. You're busy with shit. No problem. I totally understand. If he doesn't get back to me, I will send him one last email. Be like, hey, dude, just real quick, if you can, totally optional. If you think you can do it, we would love you to play the Emperor one last time, and I could work his lines into that scene. I plan on shooting the Emperor scene last. The very last thing I will probably shoot is the big Emperor hologram where Vader talks to the Emperor, just so that I can potentially get him to do the voice, and I can time the talk sync up to that. And if he doesn't, so be it. Not a big deal. I'm not super sad if he doesn't. I understand he's a busy man. He's doing shit. But yeah. And that's the thing. I know that Palpatine has a bigger role in Episode 6, and I know he has a bigger role in the prequels, and it would be weird to move forward to Episode 6 even, and just have a different person doing Palpatine if he can't reprise the role. So I don't know. That's the thing. It might have just had to have been. But the thing is, though, the funny thing is, it would also fit, because if you remember, in the original theatrical version, in fact, here, we can pull it up. In the theatrical version of Empire Strikes Back, where the fuck is that part where he talks to the Emperor? I don't even know. Oh, God. Oh, God. There it is. Hey, look at that. Look at me scrubbing. In the original theatrical version of Empire Strikes Back, this is not, fucking, what's his name? The guy that they get. Palpatine, this guy, Ian McDiarmid? Yeah, Ian McDiarmid. Or McDiarmid. He's the guy who played Palpatine from Episode 6 onward to 2, 3, 4. Or, 1, 2, 3. This wasn't him. This was just some fucking dude. See? That's just some fucking dude. So, at the same time, it could totally play into the Star Wars lore that, if we got Ross to play it and do it for just this movie, and then he's never there again, and the Emperor's completely somebody different, or it's even if it's just me or one of you guys, and it's just, and then we can even make a joke. It's like, oh, Emperor, you sound... when he lands on the Death Star too, and he comes out of the thing, and he's just he could be coughing, and he's just it's oh, you sound different. What happened to your voice? Oh, I got sick. I don't know what happened. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We can make a joke about it, but if I can get him to play the part, abso-fucking-lutely, just to say I had him in the fucking machinima with me, especially, and I was super excited because me personally, obviously since I do play Vader, that's I get to be the one. And that's purely my own fanboyism, but I get to be the one who reads off of it. And I really like the scene. I really like the idea. There's this running joke about holograms where when Vader sees, when he's on the AT-AT hologram, and he's like, do I look really tiny? And then one of the guys yes, sir, you look really small. He's like, oh my god, this is so cool. He's really excited about the fact that he's tiny. And then later in the scene where Palpatine's like, do I look really big? And Vader's like, you look so big. I don't know why I thought that was funny, but I just did. So I don't know. And I just wanted Ross to be like, dude, do I look like the fucking biggest? It's like, bro, you look so huge. So, that's the joke. Anyway, let me finish. What was I doing? What the fuck was I doing, man? Alright, we got that set to start 5. Console 4, real panel C. I think that was on the last one, right? Yes. Whoa, console 4. Set print, rear panel 1A. Start 5. Relay. Bada bing. It's going, folks. It's done and done. Fun. Alright. I don't know, I'm making voices. Alright, so now we need to go in and we need to rename these all console 3 is this one, so that one gets to be called console 3. That one gets to be called console 3. That one gets to be called console 3. That one gets to be called. That one gets to be called console 3. That one gets to be called console 3. And that one gets to be called console 3. This one gets to be called console 4. And this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. And this one. These, what are these? I lost track of my own thing. Consoles 2 and 3. This one is 2. This one is 2. Oh no, this is 3. Oh god. No, it's not. It's 4, 3, 2. 1, 1. That's what it is. Okay, these are console 1. Oh, this looks weird. Hang on. Some of these need to be console 2. Because otherwise there's like no... There we go. Okay. This is console 2. This is console 2. This one's console 2. This one's console 2. These are console 1. Console 1, console 1, console 1, console 1, console 1, console 1, console, whoa. Console 1. Console 2. Console 2, console 2. Console 2? Console 4? Haha! Console 3. Console 3. Oh. Console 3. Console 4. Yeah, everything's moving. These are console 2. 2. 2. Oh. These are all animated. These are all animated. Everything's animated. What were these again? This is 3, I think. Nope. 2. Yes. 2. 2. This is 1. 1. 1. 1. 2. Not 12. 2. 2. 1. 1. Okay. I think everything is operating. 2. 2. 1. 1. 4. Fuck it. I don't care. Neat. Neat. Oh, hang on. Sure. Oh, no, that could be... Yeah, no, I like that. Let's leave it like that. And there we go. Not every single one is moving around. Like, a lot of them are just, you know... But hey, there you go. It gives it that kind of, like, shit's happening feel. Or is that too much shit moving? Do you know what I mean? Like, did I make too many things blinking. Maybe I need more blank spots, perchance. Like take away this one's name and just blank it out, you know? And then maybe some of these can get blanked out. No, not that one. That one I like blinking. These I'm gonna keep. Like this doesn't need to be here. Does that kind of like alleviate a little bit? I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? Whoever's here. I don't know who's all here because I can't see. I'm kind of looking at the chat based on OBS, but do you think that's too many? Oh, you can't see because you can't see what I'm doing. Here we go. Hang on. Blockland only. What does that look like? You like it? Like it's not too distracting with all the things beeping and booping around? Okay, yeah, let me save these bricks. Alright, password is Fart Wars. All one word. If it ever wants to load. Okay. So we should be good. Yeah, password is Fart Wars, all one word. Should be online. Let me know if otherwise. Oh! It worked! And Blockland's being silly. Oh, there we go. Hello. Happened? What happened? Did set print turn to set color? What? Now it's not there. Is that a client only? Is that why? Can I not do this? Like, will it not work? Look, it just set the color. Like, you watched me do it. And now here it is. Sad. It's weird. Let me look at the add-on that I got off of RTB. Let me make sure it isn't, like, specifically client only or something. Because if it was and I just missed that, then, I mean, shit, you know. What's happening? That's weird. Are my ports not forwarded, maybe? I'm pretty sure I've hosted on this connection before. I don't know. Hang on, let me... Error message Ms. Oh, that was... You know what? That was happening to me too when I was trying to connect via my own, like, second client. It wouldn't even let me play a LAN game with myself. Okay, hang on. Maybe it is my port forwards. I forget how to do it on Windows 10. Because clearly you guys connected, like, at one point. Yeah, ports are weird. Let me... router somehow. Apparently I can only do that on my phone because my browser doesn't want to actually work. Okay. Firewall. It says no ports restricted. What happens if I turn IPv6 firewall protection off? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Here we go.